Okay, it looks like Nick has won won the match, and
Well, we got to definitely introduce our other commentator, and leading the pack also is Mr. Ted Lerner on board.
Hey, Upstate Al, thanks a lot. I mean, I hate to introduce myself. You know, I'm the one doing the introduction. I'm throwing it to myself, sort of. Yeah. But, you know, we do everything around here.
There you go.
I was even bussing tables earlier.
oh
No.
wow. Well, welcome to the booth again, Ted.
Hey, thanks. That was a nice
it's
intro
always
for
a
Nico.
pleasure.
Oh, say
Yeah,
oh,
that was boy.
with the Greek music. Apparently, that's a famous song in Greece that gets everybody up and dancing because they were pretty excited when he came in.
Yeah, he's popular in this match, isn't he? He's a crowd favorite for sure, huh?
Actually, other than English, the most popular language in this place is Greek because Stamatakis, they're Greek, the owners. George is, you know George?
Yes, the owner.
The owner?
Yeah.
What a great guy.
Yeah, he is
I mean, a real.
nice guy.
Yeah. He told me, I mean, George got to be in his 70s, and he came up to me a few minutes ago and he goes, I just sent you a friend request. I was like, George, you do Facebook?
Okay, he's coming across for that 5, and wow, talk about going after the trouble ball in a hurry. If he's able to get on the 3 here, there's not much work left here. He really had a great break, and looks like he's got a fantastic chance to get on the board first here. Well, the key to this match, outside of the break, this first game anyway, was when he picked the ball and come across for the shot he just made. That kind of just, that pretty well iced it up right there. And the first game's always the toughest one to win, and it looks like Nick is going to get that game.
It's always good to get that the first one under your belt just to get loose. Totally different atmosphere playing on a TV table than it is in even just a few feet away on an outside table, isn't it?
Oh, my goodness. Playing on the feature table is everybody's dream that plays the game. And Nick made this rack look very easy. And he gets on the board first, leading this match 1-0.
In order to make it as darn tough as humanly possible, you know, with the long races and the fact that you can't break inside the box here, as you see like Levan breaking on the side, these sort of things. What do you think, Nick?
Well, these rules are kind of player friendly, I think, and they're trying to put as much skill in the game as they can, and I think sometimes they make a mistake by people making the rules that don't play the game for a living. You know, they understand the game the very best, and
well, I do know that when players go to tournaments, what really gets under their skin is that they come all this way, travel around the world, and sometimes the setup can be so not easy, but let's just say not overly difficult, where they have the pattern racking, you know, or the plastic rack, and they're making 3 and 4 balls on the break. I'm talking about like 9 ball, and they claim it's too easy, and so lesser players can knock out tougher players because the rules are just too easy. And so Darren heard them. I mean, Darren heard the calls that said they want it tougher.
Yeah, well, the corner ball going in 9 balls almost what made the game obsolete. It's hard to. It's not even all that interesting to watch the corner ball go. Whatever
Every
the
time.
race is every single time, and a lot of times they hit them like 8 miles an hour. It's like watching that last match with Billy Thorpe. He was, really hitting him hard, and it's nice to see him have to rear back and hit him. It's kind of boring to watch somebody throw a sponge at him and make the corner ball every single time.
Yeah. I like
what do
that.
you think?
Well, yeah, I do understand that you have to have a set of rules and you can't change them every week. A lot of times in pool, now they're talking about in 9 ball, put the 9 on the spot. And that's being tried now in the WPA. But the argument against that is that, they'll figure that one out soon enough too. And then what do you do? Then you go back and change the rules again. What do you move the whole rack somewhere else, or do you put the one in the back of the rack or something?
Well, maybe Darren's found a solution here, A-ball. This may be the answer. One thing about it, A-ball is the most recognized game on the planet, and and I tell you what, it's way more offensive than 9 ball. It's way more offensive. There's hardly any safety play in this game. It's mostly pure offense.
Well,
we ran in the last match. We ran in 2 or 3 games where there's probably more safeties in the last match than any, but really in the overall scope, it's pretty well. When you come to the table, you're trying to run out almost 90% of the time at least. So that's what the fans seem to like the best is the offense. The defense seems like it kind of puts them to sleep. And
well, that's how most players play. Even the hackers play. They're playing offense. And I think, I've just sitting here listening to you and talking to you, Nick. I've learned a truckload in the last 2 days about 8 ball. It's a completely different game than you see down at the neighborhood pub. At this level, it's an amazing game. The strategy, and you're right, you don't see many safeties.
And yet there's way more pressure, in my opinion. The pressure in this game. Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Oh, a little unexpected there. He drifted down a little further than he wanted. He went about 6-8 inches further, and he had to cut that ball a lot more. And so that brings Lee Van Corteza to the table. And
great Filipino player.
Yes, he is.
Super talented.
Now, is this their second match or third match here?
Well, some of these guys had, I believe, no, not Nikos. This would be Nikos' third. I think Lee Van had a bye. There was a couple, 8 players who had byes because the field was 8 players short of 128. So they had 120 players. So the top 8 seeds had a bye. So the winner of this match will go into the final 16. And tomorrow we'll do the final 16 and the quarterfinals. Then Tuesday we'll have the semifinals and the finals.
So it'll be down to 8 players on Tuesday?
Yes.
And they'll play?
No, it'll be down, by Tuesday it'll be down to 4.
Oh, wow.
So we have 2 more rounds tomorrow per player.
Well, I guess this match must be one. No. Whoever wins this match, he'll be down where the break changes from alternate to winter break.
That's
correct?
right. Oh, yeah, that's another facet. Now, I presume that's going to speed up the game quite a bit.
Yes, I think so. but they are going 2 games longer, so it may negate it, but I think it will go faster winter break. Player gets hot on the break, and that momentum gets going.
Leave in on stripes.
I like this better. He was looking at the 9, but I like this way better because he can get this 15, and it's pretty easy to get an angle on the 9. The worst thing that could happen is if you fell straight in on the 9 where you couldn't get off the rail for the 11, you know. But by playing this way, he just wants to be sure he doesn't get too much angle. See how he's going off the second rail, and yeah, he got a little more than he wanted, and he got a little bit more angle than he wanted. One option he has here, he can cut it in and go pretty well straight across. He may fall forward a little bit and then bounce off the second rail to get, he wants to get back out to about the center of the table so he has the angle to get on the 8. He wants to, like he's on the straight end line, so that's pretty good, but he wouldn't have mind being 2 or 3 more inches to the left, so he could get a little, he can get a little closer. He does have a little bit of angle here, but he mostly wants to just be full on this 8. And he cut down the distance pretty good. Everybody be happy with this shot to win on the 8.
When you play position on the cue ball, do you play exact spots or sort of general areas?
Well, hold down and cut that shot a foot closer to the 8 than he didn't have to do that, but that extra 6-8 inches really increases his chance of higher percentage of never missing that ball. It cuts his wrist down by coming back a foot, but there the more important thing to me is falling full on the ball. If I'm 6 inches further versus being out where I had to cut the ball more, I'd rather be 6 inches further away and more straight in on that ball down the rail. So,
yeah.
So to answer your question, a lot of times it's the angle you're on the ball. Distance is always big. We all would like to always be closer, but sometimes to get the right angle, you have to stay a little further away. Because if you gamble on getting too close to it, you can end up thicker.
With the wrong angle. Notice
usually, here's what a position angle looks like. Like if you're playing this ball here, when you draw a box, it gets wider. The further the position zone kind of always looks like this. Now this one.
Hold it up.
I better draw it a little.
No, we want to hold it up for the camera, so they know what our listeners know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Well, maybe if you see something on the table, it'd be interesting if you could point some of this stuff out for our viewers out there. By the way, what do you make of he pushed the 8 ball on the break? It's all the way by the side pocket.
Well, that's ideal for him because he figures to run out here. So position on the 8. He can be almost any place on this end of the table except this half of the table except behind the ball. You know, position's not very critical. When you're the one shooting it, you like for it to be close to pocket. Tell you what, he would like not to be quite so close to the rail, and he's a little thinner than he would want. Usually the thinner you get opens yourself up to maybe gives you a little bigger risk as far as maybe missing a shot. Now you really got to stay down on a shot like this. A lot of people feel uncomfortable and they jump on this shot.
Well, there you said he didn't have the ideal position, was shooting off the rail, a little bit thin, and he misses. And so now he's left a pretty nice looking table for Lee Van Corteza.
Yes, he has, and yeah, on those type shots, Ted, you had to be real careful that you stay solid as a rock. A lot of times you move your body too soon, and that usually spells catastrophe in this game. What's the old saying? The pressure made me do it.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a very nice shot. And the biggest problem balls here are the two stripes up by the head, by the spot there, the rack area. Those because of this 4 ball here that's blocking the pocket for those balls. He went a little further than he wanted there because now he's facing a decision. He really, when you draw a line from the side pocket through this ball, he really wanted to be to the right, not to the left of that line. Because he hates blocking, he's going to have to maybe come all the way across here for the same pocket even. And not bad, not bad. But it's not a gimme. He's got to execute real good here. Very nice. So now when he plays a 10, he just wants to get up above that line for the head string. He wants to get 6 inches to a foot above that and have an angle on the 11 where when he comes off that rail, he'll come across toward this left rail below the 8. And he's taking a look just to be sure, but it looked pretty easy. So he'll probably come over here and be pretty close to the rail or close to straight in anyway. And he's got a pretty easy shot here. Maybe a little sharp, but not really. I mean, he just tap it in. It's so close.
There you go. Lee Van. And they used to show these, westerns in the Philippines back in the 60s. And stuff. So when Lee Van was born, his parents named him Lee Van.
Whatever happened to Christopher Columbus or George Washington?
Well, I guess they didn't have any movies they were showing in the Philippines about George Washington or Christopher Columbus, but they were showing westerns.
See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He has to take solids, and in this tournament they're playing the rule that whatever you make, that's what you have to take, and you take what you make, and in this case he made a solid, so he has solids, and the only way you get choice after the break is if you make the same number of balls from each group. Because if you make, we saw the last match where Billy Tharp made 4 stripes one game and didn't have much of a shot.
But he had to take the stripes, obviously.
Yeah. And it turned out to be
Well, that's still makeable.
Yeah. He was a little concerned that it might tie up. And that's one thing you learn the more you play this 8-ball. At the first, you just a lot of times hit balls and you don't pay much attention to where they're going. But if you're not careful, you end up tying up other balls, which keeps you a lot of times from running out. So when you break them out, you want to see where they're going to go.
Filipinos, Nick, wouldn't have a lot of experience playing 8-ball, except when they're taking money off of foreigners who like to play 8-ball. And that's the only game they know. Efren and Boosty used to, Efren's from Angeles City, which is where the old Clark Air Base was, the U.S. Air Force Base for 80 years in the Philippines. And Tarlac province, where Bustamante's from, is right next door to Angeles City. So those two, when they were running around in their younger years, they would just pick the pockets of these GIs coming in with back pay, brimming with, they have months out in the jungle or in Vietnam and, coming off these ships, 3 months back pay, brimming with U.S. dollars, and Benjamin Franklin's coming out of their pockets. Oh, that's a bad miss right there. But, they obviously the game was 8-ball amongst the military circles, so they would clean up. Efren and Bustamante and Rodolfo Luat, you remember him? Absolutely clean up.
Oh, really?
Yep, in their younger years. And but other than that, the big game in the Philippines, and even to this day, is 15-ball rotation. And they are, because you have to go, it's a sequence game, just like sort of 9-ball, 1, 2, 3, and like that. They really get good at negotiating balls in that traffic and that cue ball moving around to get to the next ball. That's what makes one of the reasons why Filipinos are so good. And they play on conditions that are would be considered just dire and horrible in this country. They don't seem to mind either.
Yeah, that when the times I went to Manila, I seen a lot of times they'd have pool tables out there with just a roof over the tables, no walls.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and it's like, 98 degrees and the humidity is like 100%. Levan's an interesting character because he's one of the few Filipino players who actually, I believe Levan actually went to college.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, a lot of Filipino players went to college, but it wasn't to study. It was to take the money off of other college students who were just, hacking balls around. The stories you hear in the Philippines, it's unbelievable. They would go to college areas and dress like students and just pick the pockets of the students after classes. Nikos Ekonomopolous looking to tie it up at 2. Trails by 1 right now, 2-1 early on here. Steinway Billiards. What a fantastic venue here in Queensboro of New York City. Or I should say the borough of Queens.
Yeah, it's my first trip here, and what a nice room.
But you played in New York countless times. You were mentioning what, the Roosevelt Ballroom?
Yeah, I won my first world tournament at the Roosevelt Hotel in Midtown Manhattan, and Yeah, they've had several world straight pool titles back in the 80s, late 70s in New York. Straight pool's always been a huge game. This corridor between New York and Philadelphia has been a hotbed for straight pool for a long, long time.
In your days in Indiana and back then, what did you play when you were in college?
Well, that's
straight
where
pool?
I learned how to play straight pool. When I went to college, I'd never played straight pool. I played mostly bank pool, 8-ball, 9, mostly maybe 9-ball. Played some rotation, and
8-ball, you said?
Yeah.
8-ball.
And then when I went to college, the collegiate game, it's still going on. They have a national tournament. It's one of the oldest, if not the oldest, pool tournament in the United States. It starts on each campus level and goes all the way to the nationals, and that's been going on since the 40s. So,
wow. I see.
It's a game that even if there's a difference in level of skill, they get to participate.
Yeah, I see. Interesting. So the stripe goes down. I believe he also got a solid.
No
solid?
7 solids out there.
Okay.
No, he's going to have to shoot a stripe to begin with, and as you can see, there's a stripe and a solid right there in the middle of the rack that he's going to have to break up to be able to get the 15 out. And as you see, he was woo-hoo. That was almost catastrophe there. If that 8 went in, he loses the game, I believe.
Well, that sort of limits the pocket where that 8-ball can go.
He's got a good shot to break it out here, but he almost, well, he can hit the 15, but getting a shot after he breaks it out now is a big problem. See, before if he hit it, he's going to have a shot on the 14, but that's no longer the case because he's got to shoot the 14. And it rode pretty good. He's got a good shot for the corner. I like falling forward here, and I like getting that high stripe out of there. And then here's a case where it's going to be a little challenging to get back up table for the 10-ball. In fact, if he can, he might try to follow all the way up for the 10 right now.
Just like that.
Boy, that was a friendly tap there. Yeah, just like that. And now you can see where he's kind of pointing the cue. He's going to float up and try to get that angle there where he can bounce off that rail and get the low stripe on the left rail. And the 8's pretty close to the hole, so from most of the table he can make the 8. So position on the 8 shouldn't be too hard. Oh, wow. He really had good speed there. That was just great speed. I don't like falling there. I like bouncing between the 6 and the 3-ball. And tell you what, though, he may have to go 2 rails anyway on this for shape. But if he stays low here, he's going to be awful thin on that 13. He wants to. Oh, wow, he did stay low. He might have been worried about he was too thin. He might have been going where the 7. He might hook himself behind the 7. So what I like to do here is cut this stripe in here and spin between the 2 and 6, and then bounce off between the 6 and the 3. You have to be a little careful. You don't want to hit the 6 because then you can't make the 8. Now he's using high here. He might be going 3 rails, maybe? No. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. He's got an easy cut shot on the 8 and a chance to pull into the lead.
Nikos. Solid goes in. So Lee Van Corteza will have to play solids.
He might be able to play the 7 in this lower right-hand corner. The 1's a little bit thin. One of the big problems on this rack is going to be that green 6 up there by the 9, right in the big box right in the center of the table at the upper part of the table. Now the rules in this game that make this A ball a lot more challenging is you have to take what you make on the break, and in this case he made 1 solid, so he has to take solids. He doesn't. A lot of times you get your choice after the break if you make a ball, and but here they've made it a little bit more demanding. Oh, wow.
He tried to, looked like he might have tried to, was that a clear shot to the pocket?
Yeah, but that was blocking a little part of the pocket, that ball, and he hit it a little too thick and missed it. It was a little tight fit. And we're playing alternate to break here.
I'll tell you, that 10 ball looks pretty inviting for me, even though that 15 is sitting right by that side pocket.
Yeah, that 10 ball, I think that 7's cutting down the pocket where I'm not even sure it goes, Al. Now, how do you like this 8 ball? You like the 9 ball better? You like the 8 ball?
Well, I, have watched so much 9 ball at this level over the years that, I would have originally told you, 9 ball was a better game, but I've been to the World 8 Ball Championship in Fujairah, but I didn't have the luxury of sitting there watching it, let's say, with somebody like you, who understands it at this level. And I found it hard to follow. But now, because, as a fan, it's not obvious where they're going.
Yeah.
So as the casual fan, that you 9 ball, the rules of 9 ball tell you what's the next ball.
Right.
There's no choice. You just have to go whatever the lowest number ball is. And here, you've got all these balls on the table, so it's hard to get into the mind of the player to see where they're going to go. So I did, when I watched it live, at first found myself sort of zoning out a bit, but now listening to someone of your caliber and then the other players who come into the booth, it's fascinating. And I like what you said about that you see very few safeties. It's a more offensive game.
Yeah, at the higher level, it's really an offensive game.
And I think when you watch it like this, with this kind of explanation and analysis, that it's very relatable to the, oh, look out, oh no.
Yeah, needed to hit the cue ball just a little bit lower, so he went a little left of that pocket, and so Lee Van, I look for him to shoot to 6. That's his biggest problem, and then he might even take the one while he's up there and then come up here. His only other issue is playing the 7 and either opening up the pocket for the 3 or playing the 3 in the upper right-hand pocket. So that's another thing. A lot of people, they, you know, when you go into in the United States, there's a lot of bar tables, and you go into a bar, usually a lot of amateur players, they shoot the easiest shot on the table first. And then after a couple or 3 balls, they're out of easy shots. And
that's right.
And I know one player hooked himself, and he said, I was watching him play, and he said, what do I do now? He says, what do I do from here? And I said, well, you should ask me that question before you hooked yourself.
And that's what
it's
I was
a little late.
Yeah.
Once you lock yourself up.
Well, when you watch it, listening to guys like you and Chris Smelling and the other guys that have come into the booth, that the game becomes much more relatable to the average fan, to the average player. Because I think they see it, maybe the game that they play maybe once a week or a couple days a week, they see it from a different level. I would like to see a shot clock in this game, although I don't know how they do that. It's okay. You can easily do it when you have a tournament that just has one table, a TV table. But when you have an event like this, we're running 14 tables at a time. I don't know how that's going to – you could do that. I mean, you'd have to spend probably $20,000 just to hire enough referees to work the whole tournament.
Too expensive. It's not economically practical.
I mean, unless was it you or somebody was saying that maybe one of the fans here was telling me maybe put them on a chess clock and let the players just bang the chess clock every time they're done with the shot. But I don't know.
I've heard that before, but I'm not sure. Because, you know, the shot clock, another reason why it's so expensive, you really need to have that clock where the players can see it.
That's right.
Or
a referee going 10 seconds.
Well, that's distracting. That's distracting because who knows when he's you 2 words.
Yeah.
Maybe they all haven't played a game, but I don't know what percentage of our population has heard those 2 words, but I'd have to say it's most of them.
Boy, what a break shot from Nikos. That's a monster break. But nothing down.
Yeah. We've certainly seen a lot of that the last couple of days, haven't we?
Yeah.
A lot of dry breaks, and because that last match was really impressive with Billy Thorpe.
Yeah, what'd you think of him?
Fantastic.
I know you were looking forward to watching him.
That's the first time I saw him.
Because you'd heard so much about him. What's your opinion of him?
Oh, that was really impressive. I think he's got really a bright future in the game. And
what do you see in him that makes you say that? I mean, there are a lot of young players out there, but why him?
Well, he's so young, number one, and he's already playing at an awful high level, you know, and in that break, most of the games that are tournament games, except maybe for one pocket and banks, but all the rotation games in this 8-ball. You know, the guy that usually wins is the guy that ends up breaking the best in all these games. Doesn't matter if you never miss a ball if you don't allow yourself the opportunities to run out behind the break. That's where a lot of your opportunities to win come from. You're going to have a hard time getting to the winner's circle, and that's where they keep most of the prize money.
So I heard. That's what I heard. They usually keep it in the winner's circle.
Because the money for second place, the money drops drastically, and after that it really drops like a rock. Now here's something. He may play this 10 off the 15 here to open up this 15. That's his plan here. So that was very nicely done. That was the biggest problem, and it certainly went away in a hurry. Now what he'd like to avoid here, this is where a lot of people fall asleep too, is on this 15, he needs to be left of that straight in line as explaining to you when you draw a line from the pocket through the 15. Now in this case, he wants to be on the left because he don't want to be going into the 2.
Okay,
because it's harder to play position on that 12 ball.
All right, well, let's watch.
See how he went to the left of that line there? See, now he's going away from the 2. He's got a natural angle to swing 2 rails around the corner, and he's going right to the straight in part of the 12 ball. He's going right down the position line when he comes off the second rail. And see how easy it was for him to get full on that ball, and that's where he wanted to be. Now all he has to do is draw back, and he's got a little angle to go to the right a little so he can end up close to straight in on the 8.
How much you charge for these clinics? We charge extra, right? I mean, I know they paid for the pay-per-view, but we didn't say they came with clinics.
Yeah, you may have to. We have an energy drink there, Checkio. That's pretty new.
Hey, Billiards Digest. We both write for Billiards Digest.
Yes. Yeah, I started writing for them, I think, around 1980.
Wow.
81, something like that.
Yeah, last I checked, they haven't changed that picture on your column.
Hey,
easy.
I
was like, man, I'll tell you what, every time I look at that, I go, man, I'll tell you, Nick, he really takes good care of himself. My articles, they don't even put a picture. They wouldn't dare do that.
Okay, let's see what's going on here after this break. Let's see, 5-6 and 3-6. So I think he's got his choice here. He might be. He's either playing the 1 in the corner or he's playing a billiard on that ball on the side. And he had a much better. Even if he would have picked the other group. See, 3-5. Yeah, he did have choice there. He made one of each. And he's got a couple problems here, and he might be able to play a combination on the 10, play the 15 in this lower right pocket, and then the 10 will be going toward this other pocket. And he's got to stay down in this shot, this 11. It's not a give-me here. Caught it a hair fat, but that's what you call he shot at the right speed. He used the entire 4 1/4 inches there.
Yeah.
Plus, I think about a ½ inch extra.
Yeah, right.
Now, he may elect to go because it's going to be hard to get over here because you need to be about where the 7's at. So he may play this right now.
So you're looking at the 10-15 combination.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, nice.
I thought the 10 was laying where it would go this way, but it wasn't. It was much more straight in. He actually had to cut it the opposite way. I thought that he did. And now he'd like to creep between that 7-8 and bounce off the rail. Well, he'd like to even get back for this lower stripe here. He'd like to play this lower stripe first. Now here he may just, here's where distance you're not interested so much getting close, but he may soft spin this in with low right English, and then he has an angle where when he cuts a 14 in, he can send a cue ball over to this right rail for the 8. And here he may come up. He just pointed where he wants to go, so he's going to hit the end rail, and he's going to stay to the left of the 1 with more of a center high stroke. Ooh, I think he's okay, but he came. Ooh,
very nearly hooked himself on the point.
Yeah. And then this A ball, this puts a lot of pressure on your opponent. When you get those breaking runs, those don't make your work. 5,000 a day. That's
well, a lot more.
Pretty good hourly wage.
Yeah. Well, you know, a lot more hours before went into that. That's for sure. So, I believe a solid went down. Yes.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think he's going to have to shoot the 5 ball unless he can hit the 6. If he could hit the edge of the left edge of the 6, he'll play that. I guess he can. So here, all you do here, you're turning the cue ball loose and just trying to pocket this 6 so you get a chance to continue. And very nice. And here he's got lots of options. He can play the 7, and he may roll forward and just bump that 13 ball, and then that leaves him straight in on the 3. And then he doesn't have to move the cue ball. Well, he might even play the 3 and go down for the 1, or he may draw back and play the 4. I would try to use the stripe here to stop the cue ball. He's looking at the 4 too. He's looking at all his options to see if he might find something he likes better, but he didn't. Just perfect.
What I noticed in 8 ball, they bump into other balls a lot more than in 9 ball. And it's fascinating how they use the balls as guides or to help stop the momentum or to break open another ball. This is truly a different game.
Yeah, cue ball control is much more precise in this game. You know, 9 balls much more area position. This is much tighter position. At sometime you got to be so precise to get out. Now here he's going. He'd like to be stopping for the 3 or drawing back a little. He may have to run into the draw back and hit the red stripe to stop it. And but now he may have to go 3 rails on this shot and play the 5 ball in the same pocket. Because it doesn't go in those upper 2 corners, and I don't think it goes here. And plus, he's going the wrong way. This is a case where he I guess there's something there that I missed. Okay, so he was a little straighter in. I thought he was going to the right, but he was able to come back. Now he has to be careful here. If he hits the 14, he's liable to end up behind the 10 or the 11. He's going to go to the end rail and then put right English on the cue ball to come up table. He may hit short of the side. That's one option he has, and then bounce off toward the 8. And he's got to be careful he don't get too much right on it and end up behind that stripe right above the head spot. But normally it's a pretty easy shot. But no, he decided to go another way. I don't like his choice there. He didn't want to hit it with that right English. A lot of players don't like that right English, and that's going to cost him the match, or this game, I mean.
Just like that.
Unless, because see now, this brings up the rule change where you can't use
a jump
cue. The jump cue
right.
when you hook yourself.
You're allowed 2 jumps a match, but you can't pull out the jump cue if you hook yourself, only when your opponent hooks you.
Now he's going to try to kick the 8 in, but boy. Shows you how difficult that kick shot is. Not only did he not make the 8, he didn't even hit the 8.
And he cleaned up all the balls off the table and now leaves Levan a wide open table with no solids on it and ball in hand.
You know, when you hook yourself like that on the 8, I think that's one of the worst feelings in pool.
You did all that work.
Because you see that your chances to win just almost disappeared. So. I don't even know what he was trying to do there. I guess he was trying to hit the rail and spin up between the green stripe and that red stripe over there. But it's easy to figure out from here. I don't mean critical. I mean it just execution, boy. Sometimes you don't execute as good as you want. Now he'll take the 14 out here. See, here you could pick any ball you wanted. You could pick it. You got an easy shot on all 3 balls, but this is the best one to play.
Well, it's a big disappointment for Nikos. He needed to get one back here. Now, looks like Levan's going to open up a 3-rack lead.
Yeah, he had a chance to pull close in this match, 5-4, and instead he's looking at a 6-3 deficit.
And with Levan breaking in the next rack.
Yeah.
There it is. Into their games and improve their games.
Well, I've been doing a lot of teaching the last 15 years, so maybe that's where that came from, the experience of trying to help other players.
Yeah. So Levan just tears into that rack.
Now here's an interesting situation.
So he made a stripe.
You know, he's got a chance here to either play position or he could play a 3-ball combination here. Actually, he could actually play a 4-ball combination.
Wow.
But I think I'd wait and play the 3-ball combination, but get out there where I could hit that red stripe, drive it into the 7 and make that, and that opens up everything. You could do it with the 4, but I think I'd play that 12-ball in that left pot.
What's the percentages of this shot? A 4-ball combination.
Well,
are they close enough together?
They're close enough that I'd say they're close enough that I'll really be surprised if he shoots it if he misses it.
I mean, the 7 and the, what is that one, the 14?
Yeah,
the green stripe.
Yeah,
I mean that.
It is.
Well,
See,
no,
I like this better. The 4-ball, he does have a chance to miss it. The 3-ball, I don't think he hardly would ever miss it. I like this better. Now, where he goes from here, that I can't quite tell his angle where he can go, but he may bounce off the rail and then or he may follow down here and play position on one of these balls. I can't quite see the angle. And he trying to bump it. And wow. Now that's maybe takes a lot of the risk out there. But only because he hit the 14 perfect.
So now 14, and you're saying that the combo, well, no, then there wouldn't be a combo. But he's still got the problem. He's still got to get the 7-ball out of the way. Well, he's looking at that right now.
He definitely, what I might do here is hit the 7 and move it out of the way and get a shot either on the 9. Yeah, I like what he did there.
We got to make it first.
Now that's a case where he kind of placed a premium on hitting that 7 in the right spot and forgot. He kind of lost his focus a little on the aiming on the object ball, and it's easy to do. It's a lot of times when you got to hit a ball real precise, you forget to make the one you're shooting. Your attention gets kind of divided where it happens all the time. I know Nick is happy that he didn't make the green stripe, and because he's down 6-3, he's got a chance to pull it back to 6-4.
Now he's got the, does the pink 4 at the top of the triangle there pass anywhere down below, or he just bring that in the side?
I think it goes in the right pocket. So the pattern, well, this surprises me a little. See, I would have liked to got this high ball out and then play the 3 and go over for the 1, then play the 2 and come across for the pink for this. If it goes in this pocket, that's the pattern. Now he's a little thin on this, and he may have to play these a little different. Here he may have to play the 3, and he can come up for either the 1 or the 2, and then he may have to play the 5 past the side in this lower right pocket. See, when he got out of line on that 5, I'm not so sure about what shooting the green one was such a great idea. It would have been okay if he fell straight in on the 5, where he could have played the 5 and then played that ball underneath the 2, the 3, and come over for the 1. Then it would have been perfect. But he got out where he couldn't play the 5. He came back too far and got too far to the left where he it was a lot tougher shot. Now here, you want to always take the high ball. You don't want that. You could drew back and took the one just as easy, but when you come across here, you're already high enough for the one where now on this one you want to be sure you come back at least to the side pocket. And that was nicely done. So he recovered nicely.
6-4 now in favor of Corteza.
Normally we don't have the wind like here, but lately we did have one day that it was blowing pretty hard. That wind cuts through you like a knife.
Yes. So appears to be nothing down.
Another rule that a lot of leagues play is when the table's open, you can hit the opposite ball. Like for instance, here, it might come in handy to be able to knock that 15 into that 4 up there if you wanted to take the little ones. Where in this tournament,
you're not allowed to do.
Not allowed to do that.
Combinations like that.
He doesn't have a solid that he can really make very easy. He's pretty well stuck. The choice is only one, and then you got the 10 down there that's going to be tough to get to because you're almost going to have to play position for that left pocket, and that's a small area over there. In fact, right now is not such a bad thing to maybe go for it. Not bad, not bad at all. And that goes back to some of the general principles we've been talking about, Ted, where you go after the toughest ball first, or as quick as possible.
Yeah. And look at that, where the problem for the solids there, the 8 ball, got the 7 and the, what is that, the 5 ball tied up.
Well, actually, they're laying pretty good here. If he can just make this ball and play position on the ball without hitting anything, that'd be ideal. Because if he just gets position on any ball here, this is actually, even though, now when it comes to playing the 8, this ball over here, of course, I don't know, is he falling where he can even make a ball here? If that red ball don't go in this pocket, he can't be too happy. I'm not sure it goes by the green ball. Well, he don't seem that upset, so he's not banging his cue on the floor or nothing.
Leave in never.
Or looking up at the sky.
Yeah. Yeah, anytime they look up at the sky or the ceiling, you know they're not happy.
Yeah. You know, it'd be nice if he could, that A ball, maybe it goes in this lower right corner. If that is, it's really easy. Looks like he's playing the 14, and he pointed his cue there where he's going to try to bounce off that rail and get on 11 ball.
Van's got a nice touch.
Yes, he does. And like a lot of good players, he has a great feel for the pocket. Where it's at.
Yeah, that's where it's at. There's 6 of them. That's where you need to be. Everyone except Whitey.
See, he wanted to stop in time to play that ball on the side, I guess. Now he's in a little bit of trouble. He might have to draw back here and try to run into the 5 and 7, kind of split those two balls, and if he could do that, move them out of the way, and then he's straight in on the 12 for the side, and then if he moves them out of the way, he can stop for the 8 ball. Now that may be what he tries, or he.
How'd you know? Beautiful shot. I'm just so impressed. You just don't see this kind of it's play in 9-ball where they're just running into balls like this. What's amazing to me is that how precise they are. You usually think of running into balls as that the cue ball is going to go all over the place, or the next object ball is like you're not sure where it's going to end up, and time and again. At this, oh no! Oh, dude,
wow.
That was.
Now that surprised me a little. That just shows you anybody can miss. Nick's got to certainly be happy. He's got a chance to pull within one game where it looked like he was going to go down 3 games.
He's feeling like he was just handed a gift. Not only a miss on the 8 ball, but a scratch. I know in some places they play where if you're shooting the 8 ball and you scratch, you lose the rack.
Yeah.
A lot of people play that rule, but that's not. I don't believe that's an official rule.
Well, it was at one time. And still, some places still play that you lose the game. I think some of the leagues still play that way. That's one thing a lot of people complain about is the rules are not standard.
Well, they're supposed to be, but I mean, every county you go in has a different set of rules. Every pool room you go into, we don't do that here.
It's just like safety play. When I was growing up, if you played safety play, they accused you of playing dirty pool.
Really?
And you might get whipped if you played a safe. And
yeah,
a lot of different locations, they didn't take kindly to safety play.
Why?
Yeah, they just didn't like it. It was just the norm in a lot of places. I mean, that was not the exception at all, and because they thought, see, rotation in this country. When I grew up playing rotation, you're supposed to try when you're kicking at a ball to make an honest hit. Where some guys, if it's to their benefit, they'll try to kick a couple rails and barely miss it and come around because they don't want to leave you a shot. Where if they take a chance on hitting the ball, they're liable to sell out. So they called it honest effort. But, that's kind of like saying trust. Sometimes it requires verification.
Trust but verify.
This looks like a real Chinese puzzle down here around this right side of the table, below the rack.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mess down there.
Yeah, he's in a little bit of he's trying to find a solution here. And it's hard here to get down there. That's 6, 7, 10 are the big issue. That 10 is really making his life miserable here. And see, if the 12 ball was out of the way, he could freeze the cue ball and then rail after. Oh, he's got stripes, so I thought he had solids, but having stripes was a much better deal now. Here he's got a choice to make. He can kiss this off the 7, but what speed does he shoot and where does he try to get the cue ball? His stripes above those 2 solids, so it'd be nice if he may have to hit it pretty firm to clear everything out here. Here you may have to, you just can't make the ball. You got to try to move those 2 solids out of the way. And that turned out really nice. But he still has an issue here. I might try to play this 13 and float up where I can play the red ball to the left 11 in that lower left-hand corner and then come back for the 15 because he could maybe play that 11 if he gets this right and float between the 2 and the 3 and play the other 15 ball in the same pocket. I think that's what he's going to try to do here. And
good comeback from Nikos.
Now this requires a great cue ball control here. You don't want to hit the 2 or the 3 here. And he really don't want to be going down toward the 2 when he finishes either. This is kind of a demanding shot here. Now he wants that. Oh, that was nicely done there. That was a great shot. Now here, he may have to play the 14. If he had just a little more angle, he could go up for the 12 and then save the 15, which would be a fantastic key ball. And that's what he's trying to do here. That was really, you can see that he's thinking pretty clear here. A lot of people would have drew back the easy way there and then played the 15, and then they might fall on a bad angle on the 12 where they end up missing it, and they don't have, anytime you got one of these pockets blocked, it eliminates your options, so you can end up putting yourself in a bad position to play for the other pocket here. The 15 made it almost foolproof. So
well, Nikos doesn't always take the easy route. He's a very daring player. And you can see the way he sort of walks around the table. He's got a certain panache. There you see.
Nikos is ready to break. Ted is right back in the box. We're waiting on Nick Varner's return.
No problem. You know, these are long races, so sometimes you do need to take a break. So Nikos Ekonomopolous was down 6-3. He was looking like he was going to go down 7-3 and got a few gifts from the Filipino Corteza. Now, just as he had the momentum, he comes up, slams the rack, and he breaks dry.
And that's the way the cookie crumbles. Usually when you're down by a few games and get back even, your time to break and nothing.
Well.
But you know what? Nikos is so comfortable here, knowing the family that owns the Steinway Billiards and being Greek and speaking the language. This is really a dominantly Greek area here, Steinway.
He's got his food.
Well, he's got pressure on him is what he's got. you know, he's got the folks that love him here, and he knows that they're behind him 110%. So he's got that extra heat on him. And some players excel when they have that crowd around, and some players don't. Well, Nikos is one that does. He loves the crowd. He loves to be right up front.
He's got a real good personality for this sport. So Levan chooses the solids.
He overran himself there, but he has the 4-ball as an insurance ball, just in case he's done that. He's got the 6 in the corner.
Right, you got the insurance that's right on the right side pocket there, the pink 4.
Boy, I tell you what, he's making it look real easy, this rack right here. I think anybody watching sees the road map that he's going to take.
However, Levan had a road map in the previous, 2 racks ago, and he missed a very makeable 8-ball and ended up scratching on that 8-ball. That allowed Nikos to get back to the table and keep his momentum going. But Levan should get out here. Just these 2 balls left, the pink 4.
3 railer here, Ted. Just go by to 14, get to the left side rail, and capture this game. I think Levan's making a statement here. Nikos Ekonomopolous, I had enough.
Well, it all came off the dry break from Nikos. Unfortunate for him, but
started with darts and realized the market in the pool world, when you take the pool players, is so much more enormous as population compared to darts that they moved into the pool and billiards industry. Here we go into rack number 14.
Levan just slams that rack, and he's got a solid down. So it's take what you make. Now, he does have a cluster down at the bottom of the table, the pink 4 and the 5. He may be able to play a combination on that.
I think that's throwable, or if not wired alone. And
yeah, looks like it goes right into the pocket. So Nick, Levan got the last rack. It was a dry break by Nikos, and Levan cleaned up the balls and a very nice run out. So he leads at 7-6.
Yeah, if that ended up straight in, he's not going to be a happy camper. He's going to have to take a long shot probably on the 2. Or this combination, he might be able to throw that ball in, that pink ball. I think it's on. He might jack up and just stop here and shoot down table and play the 4, because I think it's dead. And I think that's what he's going to do. I think that's what he's played for, is to hit the 5 and make the 4 in that left pocket. No? Oh, yeah. I was going to say, I don't know how he'd ever cut that 3 over to this pocket.
Well, he played
That's
that with
pretty nice
good
there.
pace.
Wow. Now he can almost play either the 2 or the 3 here. It's that's pretty nice that he played that. But the three's not really a problem, but he's okay. Now he's just gonna cut the 2 in and come across for the 5, and looks like he's gonna pick back the lead by 2 games.
Well, some crafty shot making from the Filipino, Levan Corteza.
So he's going to draw back, and looks like, no, he's going forward. Ooh, he better hurry here. He's smiling there. He thought he might have ended up, that would have been the kiss of death behind 11 there. That's the difference between winning and losing this game.
A little bit shaky. He got it.
Okay.
So Levan. Keep up to date with everything going on here at Steinway Billiards in Queens, New York City.
One guy asked me, he says, why does Nikos keep breaking from the same spot? He said he broke 4 times in a row and never made a ball. I said probably because it could be for a couple reasons. Number one, he's not hitting it the head ball or the cue ball as good as he wants. Or maybe that's the only side he likes to break from, maybe. I don't know. I don't know his game that well to know why he's doing that. If it was me, though, it'd be because I wasn't executing it as good as I wanted. Well, otherwise, I would move over to the other side. If I was hitting it good and not making a ball, then I would move over to the opposite side.
Yeah, I think what had happened was, a lot of these players knew the rules prior to getting in here. And I believe that they've been practicing from a certain area, and that's probably where his comfort zone is. And I don't think he has any problems breaking from either side of the table.
Well, I think it was a Greek guy that asked me that, a Greek fan. That was aggravated because he wasn't making a ball.
You guys got it. Chit-chat.
Yeah, dry break. So, and it looks like Levan has the lay of the table here.
Well, probably to me, his toughest ball here is that 15. I think he has to play it in one of the upper 2 corners. I don't think it goes by the 8. We'll soon find out anyway. Got some incredible players in this tournament.
Oh,
This field is just from over 30
loaded
countries. It's loaded with what I call assassins.
Assassin, yeah.
Pool assassins.
Yep.
There was a pool player that played real good years ago. They called him Doc. And I asked him one time, I said, how'd you get that nickname? Why do you have that nickname of the Doc? He said, well, I'm a different kind of doctor. He said, for me to be successful, my patients have to die on the table.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, did I just get an earful. I think I found a guy that might have asked you, how come he keeps breaking from the same spot? Boy, did he give me an earful.
What's that now?
I think I found that gentleman that asked you about him breaking from the same spot. He just approached the booth.
Well, the other thinking on that is sometimes you figure, well, I've had so many dry breaks from this spot that you say it can't possibly happen again. Like, you know, it's like flipping a coin and getting heads 4 times in a row. You got to figure, well, you know, this time I'm going to bet. You know, it
can't come up heads.
You can't come up heads again. So
I got the antidote for him, though. I think I kind of put a cork in his lip. He said, "What do you think he's going to do next time?" I said, "He's going to break from the same spot again," and he walked away.
Is that the guy? That's a guy that asked me. He's a guy with the rack your own. That's his rack. Oh, he's a nice guy.
He sure is.
Very nice on that 15 for that upper right corner. Very nicely done. And he's got to have pretty good speed here. He's got to get between that 2-6. He gets on top of that 2. Oh, wow. He's got to use the bridge, and that's the last place he wanted to get there.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you want to use a bridge, every table in here is equipped with the Predator bridge. He should be able to get his cue stick over this ball with no problem. But you know the Filipinos don't like it. They're very flimsy.
Oh, wow. He can actually hit enough of the white to make that.
There you see, he's pushing it there right on the line. You know, you're not allowed to break into in that big box in the center.
Tell you what, he's got a pretty strong break. He's not that big a guy.
That's the same spot Nikos is breaking from, too, right from the same area.
And a dry break.
Okay, Nikos comes to the table with a chance to cut the lead.
Well, he's got a choice to make. What do you like, Nick?
Let's see here.
He's got a shot on a stripe or a solid.
I'd like to know, wow. My first thought is I like the solids, and I think what I'd like to do here is maybe come down and go at those cluster of 4 balls there with that right side pocket and try to open those up. Because if he don't, he may have trouble getting those apart because there's not really another ball that's as good as the one. Now, he don't have to end up with a shot here. I'm trying to think here. I think what I'd like to do is hit the 6 pretty full so that hopefully that 14 goes in the side and gets out of the way. And then if you could hit this 6 on the left side, you ought to get a shot either on the 6 for the side or the 2 on the side. And I would hit this with a little speed. I wouldn't just have the cue ball creep up there. I'd have it where, well, he's looking at stripes here.
Well, he could also take the red stripe there in the middle into there, couldn't he? Into that, and make the 14 ball. Oh no, now he's switched back. He had to make a decision.
Well, you know, that's not too bad a decision there, because now when he's got the same angle, now when he comes down, he should for sure get a shot on the 5, where before he might end up with a tough combination. Actually, that was pretty clever there. I said that, but he got an easy shot on the 6. You know what's not a bad play here is play the 6 and try to come all the way down and try to get on one of these 2 low balls here. Now he's going to have to hit this one with quite a bit of speed here. And don't tell me he got froze where he can't hit the 5, but he might have. Or maybe he just likes this 3 better, but well, regardless, he likes going this way, I guess. That's the way he's going to go. I don't know whether it's a forced decision or he just likes this way better.
Good shot.
Well, maybe. Tell you what, he's put a lot of stress on it. He's really going to have to hit this 5. He's going to have to draw it a long way here. He doesn't have the best angle in the world to get position here. He may have to draw all the way back for the 4 here.
That's exactly what he just did.
And here he's got a choice. He could hit the 8 and open it up. Try to hit the 8 where it goes up table after it hits the 8, like the top half of the 8. So he don't have to go down table for position. And I'll tell you what, that's not so good. He hit the low side of the 8. See how much difference that makes, how precise. Now he's jacked up. So I think what he's going to have to do here is go forward. Yeah, he's pointing his cue right where he has to go, which not too bad, but one thing for sure, he has to err on the side of a little too far, which makes it thin. The further he goes, the thinner and the tougher it makes this 8 ball. But pretty nice, pretty nice. Not a give me, but he's definitely a big favorite to make this 8 in the side, because number 1 with that backboard, about the only way he can miss it is hit below the side. He can't hardly overcut it unless he whiffs the ball. He's got a nice backboard there. He's come up dry on a lot of breaks, and he's desperately trying to find a way he can make a ball here. Boy, he hit those good there. And he made one this time. He hit those awful good. 7-9. Levan Corteza's ahead 9-7, Rodney.
Well, here you go. Nick's new co-commentator is going to be the Rocket, Rodney Morris. Welcome aboard, sir.
What's up, guys?
Hey, good to see you, Rodney.
Same here. What's going on here? Pool tournament?
Yeah, that's what they say, buddy. That's what they say. I like to say there's a bunch of hard assassins here.
Yeah. Looks like they're playing solids and stripes. My day, we used to call them bigs and smalls. What happened here? He got a little bit out of line.
Way out of line. Boy, he's liable to have to cut to 2 in there. That's how far out of line. That's
Yeah, that's a bad
that's
spot.
a full day's work. Isn't it?
Yeah, 6 a bad ball, so you'd have to shoot the 4 at some point to open the 6 up down this corner. Oh yeah, that's a. He put himself in a bad.
Well, he wanted to bump that
Yeah,
solid
the
a
top of
little
the
bit.
solid,
He
yeah.
kind of missed it.
Yeah.
He kind of missed it, and that's where it's put him.
Now you're just hoping to get something after this. You're hoping to make it, and then. Yeah, this is a rough one here.
Yeah, this is no walk in the park here now.
That's tough. Wow.
Score is 9-7. Lee Van over Nikos Ekonomopolous.
Oh, he hit it though. He hit it. Yeah, he's in bad
That
shape.
might be
now.
a mute point, Rodney.
Yeah, he's done. He's done. Yeah. Yeah, this one here, just shoot the stripe over there by the corner by the 3. Play the 13 in the side, looks like. And if the 10 doesn't go, it'll go after he shoots that 13. He'll nudge it open and hit the 6 away.
Yeah.
Just make sure he gets a little angle on it. Ooh.
Got a little
He hit it
jacked
for, now he
up
might have to
there.
shoot the 15 and then shoot that shot. 10 looks like it goes by the 6.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, it looks like it goes in the corner, but, you know,
I don't
obviously
know
no-
about the side. That's
Yeah.
that's certainly the pocket he'd like to play it in. And he has to be a little careful now because when he breaks up the 10, it's not automatic that he gets a shot on it.
Yeah, now he'll just shoot this with inside English, right English, hit the rail and spin up. Shoot the 10 in the same corner he shot the last ball. He's looking at it.
He may have to go, he might have to leave that 10 there and go forward so he can get the shot at this red stripe on the right rail. I can't tell exactly what angle he's got on this. One thing, the 10 does go in that left corner, but he may not be able to break it. He may not be able to move a 6 out of the way here.
Yeah. I like shooting the 10 only because you're going to have to get on it, you know, at some point, and this is probably the best spot you're going to get.
Yeah, you might be right.
Yeah. You just got to pull it back a couple inches, and you got a shot on the 11 down here.
Because you're full on it, where
Yeah.
you could end up having to cut it a lot if you wait.
Yeah, if you wait and try to get better on it, yeah, for sure.
What's the old saying? Pay me now or pay me later.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, that's the shot. Yeah, you didn't have to do much with the cue ball, so
that
it made
was-
the shot.
That was a good call there, Rodney.
Now he's got a choice here. He can go back away from, you know, towards the spot there, or he can go forward in between. I think he's going to choose to go back. Or he could just roll it and shoot the 12 next.
I like just rolling it.
Yeah,
These
Yeah,
pockets are 4 and a
yeah. See, the only thing is with that shot,
inches.
look, you can end up with too much angle. Now he's got to do something
Yeah,
goofy.
he is a little long.
The other way, you get straight in on the 14, and you would have been okay. But let's see what he does.
I think he'll just punch it in with low
Kill
and
it,
stop it
kill it,
pretty
yeah.
quick.
Oh, he might roll it. If it doesn't scratch, he'll roll it just before the side pocket. Oh, he hit it full. Okay, good shot. No problem.
Well, it's looking pretty good for Lee Van Corteza here. If he can get out with these 2 balls, he's going to extend his lead to 3 games. Okay, Lee Van Corteza pulls into the lead.
An hour to break up the other balls, and I make them all. And it comes down to the last 2 balls, and I miscue.
Oh,
Oh, it was sick. Tough way to lose, but, you know, it's pool. Oh, this is a tricky one here. He's going to have to play this, because of the way the rules are, he's going to have to play a stripe into the solid, into the stripe if he chooses stripes, which is obviously he has to. So he's going to shoot the 10 and try to float over for that other stripe by the side and to play a 3-ball combo. That's all he can do, because that's the way the rules are. You got to shoot. You can't shoot the 7 into the 14 now, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. That's a little bit of an unusual rule. This is the first time I've ever seen that rule in place where you, when the table's open, you
can't shoot them. Yeah.
This is the first tournament I've seen that rule employed. I'm not saying it's a bad rule or anything, but
it's just different. Yeah.
It's different.
He's got a choice. He can play the other ball, the 15, by the side after and shoot that combo. You know, he's got a couple of choices which combo he wants to shoot.
Well, actually, here, can he go to the end rail and play it without even playing a combination or not?
Oh, he might be. Yeah. Yeah, you might be right, actually. Yeah, he must because he's playing position for.
Well, how you like this 8-ball tournament?
Good. Yeah, I love 8-ball. You know, I love it. I love it when it's real tight. I would love the pockets, you know, even tighter than they are now, just so that, you know, the strategy comes into play more. But, you know, with the slick cloth and the clean balls, it's kind of balls. You know, it seems kind of easy. But no, it's good. I love 8-ball. You know, from the IPT time. You know, this is good.
Yeah, I remember seeing you playing the finals for the 500 Gs.
Yeah.
I'd like to do that every week, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Something about seeing that briefcase open with that 500K in cash was like, that was pretty neat. Of course, I see that every other day, you know, normally at home, so. Uh-oh, and that's the reason why. Ooh, never mind. He's okay. He's all right. He knows what he's doing.
Ooh, he didn't want to hit that one.
I would have rolled that and took the angle on the 11, and I could have went back and forth in the side pocket, you know, past the 6 and get straight in on the side for the 15. That is a big blunder.
Yeah, now he pretty well has to go to the end rail after this, close to the corner pocket, and
jacked up.
He's going to end up a little thin on the 11, but at least he's going the right direction.
Yeah, now he's got a super thin cut this ball.
He just don't want to run into the 4 here. He's got to be sure he hits above the 4.
He could like to draw it and go past the side and come inside the 5 in the corner.
Yeah.
Or he could roll it and play the speed. Yeah, he's got.
I kind of like rolling it.
Yeah, if the side pocket's not in play, yeah, the rolling is a shot. I've seen balls skid like this though when they rolled it over here earlier. A couple of times it did on my opponent. That was a good shot. Don't go too much.
Yeah.
It's good. Perfect.
Yeah, that's almost perfect.
Just trying to make it a game.
Okay, Nikos cuts the lead to 2 games. He's behind. He did make a ball the last time he broke, I think. And
you break it from the same spot?
He has been having trouble. I think he went 4 or 5 times dry. So I think he got one that time.
There you go. Oh, he's solid. You got to worry about the 3 ball now. You might be able to break, shoot it in either in the side. See, look, you're looking for the treble ball now. So the treble ball is a 3. That's only ball. So maybe shoot the 6 first, or maybe shoot the 7. But I would think the 7 would be a good breakup ball to hit the 3 out if you don't shoot in the side. You know, if you can shoot the 6 and come across, but you probably want to elect to shoot the 7 just because it's such an easier shot. And then you can use the 5 or the 1 to go into the rail. Shoot the 5, shoot the 7, get the angle on the 5 so you can go into the rail and nudge the 3 out.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Right, yeah, get that angle right there. Now you go into the 3, and then you got the 5 next. You can choose to go into the ball first or into the rail. Into the rail would be ideal. Then you just nudge it out softly, not really hard.
Yeah, even an inch or two out here is huge.
Yeah, it's massive. Try to hit it full as you can, softly. Yeah, there you go. Don't do nothing crazy. You can even shoot the 3 in the corner now because he's straight. But let's see if he doesn't like the 5, you know. Yeah, because you know, then he can draw and get better shape on the 5. Because the 11's in kind of a little bit tricky spot. No, he's gonna shoot the 5 with inside. We put this top left.
It would have been kind of nice to went a lot further and took this side pocket out of play, wouldn't it? When you like to get rid of the 3.
I think he's going to shoot it and just go, you know, like kill it. Take the angle on the 2.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, too much angle.
Sure, I like
he's looking at it. He's like, too much angle. You don't want to do. You got to shoot it. Even if you go forward and just roll it and nudge the 15. That's what he's probably going to do now. Nudge the 15, just a hair, because he's automatically going to get. Oh, he missed it. Okay, that's good. It's hard to tell the angle, but yeah, if he could do that, then that's perfect.
Yeah, he came pretty close to that 15.
Yeah. Now he's going to come 2 rails. Try to get back where his hand is, his bridge hand, maybe 6 inches to the left of his bridge hand. No, from 1 rail, I don't like that shot at all. That is, I would go on the rail and come out. That way you take these jacked up shots out of play.
Yeah, now he's jacked up, and on top of that,
he might have got away with it though. It might not
he's
be
pretty
jacked
thin
up
where he's liable to get awful close to them other balls. He could get jacked up again, or he get froze on the rail.
Or how about clipping the
or
top of the ball?
Or he could even get hooked here.
Yeah, this is not the shot you want to be shooting at this point right here. But pocket's big enough that he should be okay. He's a straight shooter.
If he can hit below that 11.
He's a straight shooter. Don't clip that 11.
Oh, my goodness.
I told you. I called that. Man, Stevie Wonder called that one about 10 seconds ago. And that's the reason why you go to that rail and come out, because you don't end up with too much angle and you don't take those balls out of play. You know, if he went back and forth, he would have been straighter on that ball, and then he just stay on that side. Shoot the same pocket, you know, with the 8 and the 2 would have went in the same pocket.
Now this is where that rule comes into effect. If you happen to safe yourself,
yeah,
you can't jump.
Yeah, it's massive. Yeah, that's the. Yeah.
I certainly like that rule.
Yeah, now you just put Corteza on the hill. No, what is it?
11.
Yeah, he's got 11.
That's a monster game there, huh? Monstrous.
So
10-9 and.
Yeah, that's massive. Yeah. You know, at this point, what is it? How many times have you seen somebody win from here?
Nikos Ekonomopolous.
99.9% underdog.
Nico called the upper left-hand corner here, Rod.
Yeah. He's got. Yeah. If he hits it, I'm gonna ask him what numbers he's playing on a Powerball.
Yeah, really.
Doesn't matter if you get a shot or not here. You can play so much safeties and all that. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, I know the feeling.
Yeah, to me, that's one of the worst feelings
in
pool.
Yeah.
What happened to him there?
Yeah. Oh my God,
that makes you want to vomit.
Yeah. Yeah. I've done it many times.
Yes, I have too. Yeah, this is not the time to fall behind 3 games. It looked like he was going to tighten this match up really strong.
Mm-hmm.
Every game's a 2-game swing. The math is the math is huge.
Yeah, single elimination. You know, I played. You know, it's tough. But somebody's going to win. Somebody's going to win today, this week. Somebody's going to win. So somebody's going to like the single elimination.
Really? Well, I grew up playing double, so I prefer double.
Yeah, I like that.
I don't care how long this race is.
Yeah. Yeah, we like the double stuff. You notice he played that cue ball to, in case he missed, he's hooked the guy. And he wasn't taking any chances there either.
Yeah, he.
I wouldn't be surprised if he shoots a 15 and draws and hooks him again in case he misses. I'm telling you, I wouldn't be surprised he draws this ball. Got to shoot the ball on the side, the 12. No? You got to shoot the 12 first, because you can use the 14 to get on the 8 easier, I think. Unless he's going to shoot the 12 and then the 15. I got on the wrong side of the ball. It's all right, though. I would have shot that ball first. But then again, he's still in, and I'm out.
Well, you haven't missed a shot from here.
I'm undefeated over here, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, he don't like this shot. He got on the wrong angle. So weird when he shoots. He always looks like he's jabbing the balls, right? Doesn't he look like he's just like
punches?
Yeah, punches the shot. Yeah. Great play.
But he punches pretty good.
Punches like Pacquiao.
Yeah, exactly. He's a nice guy too. Corteza is a really good guy. Solid.
Well, if he pockets this 8, he's got a commanding lead here. And I believe it's his
breaking.
Break.
Yeah. It's huge.
Okay. Corteza is ahead 11-8. Nice.
Yeah. He just look out for you, you know. Something like we would do in Hawaii. He's like, hey, you know, what are you doing? Stay in my house, you know. Here, marry my daughter. Oh, that was a good break. And he broke from the same spot, but didn't make nothing. He might have hit him too hard that time.
Yeah, possible. I'm not so sure, but what I don't like solids better here. What do you like here, Rodney?
Can you shoot the 4? Yeah, you can shoot the 4 solid. You shoot the 2 and you're on the 8. Well, the 5 is a kind of a, yeah, I'm trying to think, yeah. I mean, I would say both of them are equally, because you got the 15 on one side and you got the 5 on the other. You know, that you got to work too, so.
Well, I was thinking about starting with the 3, but
He's shooting the 4. The only thing I don't like, he was trying to get on the 5. You see, first shot he was trying to get on the 5. I know that. He didn't get on it, and now he's in trouble.
yeah, I guess stripes were the best.
Yeah. Only because where the 13
The
and the
more I
10
look
lay,
at
you can
it.
go right into the balls.
Right.
Yeah, you can get down at the bottom and then go into the balls with the 13. Yeah, and then the
That
15
extra
went up
ball's
both.
big.
That 15
Having
went.
that
Yeah.
extra bullet there is
Yeah.
pretty nice.
Yeah, he did not want to shoot that shot, and now you end up 8 ball. When you end up shooting a shot you didn't plan on shooting, it makes it a lot tougher.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now the stripes look perfect because he shot the 2. No, that ball is not a trouble ball anymore.
That's what Lee says. I'll take these.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you for opening them up. You got to get 12, then you got to get on the 14 right after. That's another tricky ball.
Yeah, he almost has to.
Two rails maybe? Bottom right?
Close to
Close to the 7 ball maybe. I mean, if you come straight up, you're going to go right towards the 7. You can avoid it if you hit bottom right. Or he go inside. He's going to go. He's going to.
You might come all the way down for this stripe too. By the 8.
Yeah, he's playing for the 14, but yeah, I know what you're saying. You can get on this ball down here, yeah. But eventually, you're gonna have to get on that 14. That's a tricky one. He might. I think he's gonna get on it now. He can get a good angle to get straight in on the 11 and follow it out for the 10. 10, 13, 8.
No, he's straight in. He's not.
No?
No, he's not gonna get on it now. I think the best. Here's what I like. I like playing that 15, falling forward for the
11
and
for sure.
then the 10 makes it easy to fall pretty full on 14, and then you got that 11, which is pretty handy for the 8.
Yeah.
Ooh, little Shartsville here.
And yeah, now he's in trouble. I think he's gonna kill. He's gonna nudge the 10. He's got to nudge the 10 softly.
Yeah.
He can't get in trouble if you just nudge it a little. Hit it ball first, full, or half a ball. Yeah, I don't think he can miss it, actually. Yeah, he's perfect. Yeah, he just got to roll it. He's good. Yeah, he's fine. Oh, yeah, that's good. The 11 lays perfect for the 8.
Well, this game here puts, if he can get this game, he'll have a 4-game lead, and so much more important, he's going to be on the hill to win the match.
Yeah, Nikos didn't play anywhere, close to what I know he's capable of playing since I sat down. So I might be his.
He hasn't played.
Not his luckiest charm, I think.
It's well, you know how it goes. He struggled with the break. That puts a lot more pressure on your ability to pocket balls.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Shades of Mosconi Cup. Anybody? We don't want to go there right now, but we will. We will soon. Corteza.
Okay, 1 ball away from being on the hill. Then he can't lose the match outright without going to the.
Yeah, he's got the So.
Okay, it's 12-8. He has a nice
Shootout.
lead. He's on the hill.
I didn't even think about it when I was at
Go.
I played my second match this morning at 10 a.m. It took 67 minutes. My match.
67.
Oh, there he
minutes.
goes. No good. Yeah, that's pretty strong for a race to 13, 8-ball alternate break.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I
think 49 of them was my opponent shooting. But no, it was. I don't know what it is.
I'm afraid that may be sayonara there.
Yeah.
For Nikos.
You might even shoot the 15 first, only because 13 is like a safety net. But probably not. Probably shoot the 13.
If you do, I'd certainly hit it a little low so that I went to the left.
Yeah. That's right. Now he's going to shoot this ball, then the 12. He might even shoot that 13 first. Well, okay. No, he can go 15, 13. You got a few options, yeah. One thing about 8-ball, you got so many options. But you can shoot. The reason why he's shooting these balls here is because those are tougher to get on the 8. So he's just going to go ahead and get those out of the way. And then the rest is just kind of, figuring out the key ball, going to the 8. Whatever he decides he likes, he do a little, like straight pool, right? Do a little, some pattern, connect the dots type of thing. You don't want the cue ball moving too much.
Yeah, I like this. I
Yeah,
like shooting this
15
ball
is the last
first.
ball, yeah. So he kept the ball hanging in the corner so that he can shoot that ball. What is that? I don't know about that shot. Anyway, he's okay. But still, that's like...
Might be a brain freeze there.
He's just going to spin it. He's going to pass. He might even go into the 7, just a hair, softly, because he'll have the 11 or the 13.
Yeah, that's what I like. I like going all the way down for the 11.
Yeah, just go down.
That way you can shoot it nice and firm, and you don't figure to miss the ball.
Yeah, I think he's thin enough, though. He's going to kind of spin towards the 7. Yeah, there you go. So even if he hits it, he's okay either way. That's kind of... so now I would shoot the ball hanging, and then I'll shoot the 11. Or he's going to shoot the 11. Oh, okay, 11. Yeah, you got choices. 11, then the 10. 13 hanging, then 10. Oh, he's going to shoot the combination and then that ball. Okay. So many choices.
Well, one thing for sure, when the 10 gets to that stripe in the hole, it's not going to be going very fast.
No. Yeah. Well, he might try to make both.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I was going to say he might try to make both of them. It was laying good. Even if he missed it, he was fine. Yeah.
Okay, Lee Van Corteza pockets this 8. He's a winner. He moves on. This is single elimination. And
Come on, man, Corteza, Van.
Lee Van moves on.
Nice.
Well, folks, with Rodney Morris and Dick Varner calling like it is, we want to say thank you to everybody out there, and especially to these fine gentlemen right here. We're gonna throw the camera